Aloha. I need to keep those tissues close. I can't thank you enough for sharing your heartfelt story with us today. We're really honored. Thank you for the opportunity to be here today and to share with you a little bit about VA and about VA Pacific Islands and the services that we have that we can help to support our caregivers. This is also personally important to me. I'm an only child, and my mom passed away a couple years ago, and my dad is a Vietnam veteran, Navy corpsman, and ended up ill, and I did a lot of the caregiving along with my boyfriend, Jim. So my heart goes out to every single caregiver here in this room and to every single service member. We thank you for your service. Many of our employees at our VA Pacific Islands, we have about 25% of them are veterans themselves, and many of them also have stories like me where they feel a connection to what we do. So this is personally and professionally important to us. So again, it's my honor to share with you some of the information about the VA Caregiver Support Program. We have a table here today outside. We have lots of information about the Mission Act and about the VA. Please don't hesitate to come by and ask questions. There's no stupid question. The VA is very confusing, so our hope today is to help demystify the VA and the services that are offered. Next slide. So about the VHA caregiver support, the mission statement is to promote the health and well-being of family caregivers. Next slide. Overall, the VA has a program that provides support for our caregivers. In our presentation, we have lots of information about National Caregiver Support Line. I'll go through that in a little more detail. Next slide. So let me talk a little bit about the services that we are committed to providing our caregivers. We have resource and referral programs. This will help folks navigate to what's available. We have different training and education programs. You're certainly not alone in this journey. We have Building Better Caregivers program. We have caregiver support lines, monthly calls. The REACH program is one for resources for enhancing all caregivers' health. There are 4 one-hour sessions that are available. So we have different programs for what may fit your schedule, your needs, whatever have you to help you through this journey. We have peer mentoring. So we heard that is so important, is being able to connect to others that are also going through this journey. We also have counseling, and that is being provided as well. Next slide. So VA support that may be available to caregivers. We have some additional programs, and I'll go into a little more detail about what's available at VA Pacific Islands here locally in the region. But there are many of these programs that are available that we'll talk about. Next slide. So the National Caregiver Support Line, this is available for you. It's Eastern Standard Time, but it is staffed by VA clinical personnel, and it helps to connect. So any questions that you may have, this is an available resource to give a call, whether you're a caregiver or not, but it's an available resource for folks to connect them in the right direction. Next slide. We also have our telephone education calls. We have different actual sessions that we're able to provide through the phone to help folks through different issues, handling the holidays, for example, or handling anger. So we have these sessions that are available. They offer them at different times, and you're able to contact and access them from your own phone. We also have our National Family Caregivers Month. We celebrate that in November. We'll look to hopefully do some continuing partnerships here in the community to connect and let veterans and caregivers know what services we have. Next slide. The VHA Caregiver Support Program has 2 unique programs that I'm going to talk about. One is what's called General Caregiver Support Services, and the second is Comprehensive Assistance for Family Caregivers, and I'll walk you through that. The General Caregiver Support Services serves caregivers of enrolled veterans from all war eras. And a caregiver is defined as a person who provides personal care services to a veteran who needs assistance with one or more ADLs or needs supervision or protection based on the symptoms or residuals of neurological care or impairment or injury. So really that general caregiving services are available to all. Now shifting to the program of comprehensive assistance for family caregivers, this offers enhanced clinical support for caregivers of eligible veterans seriously injured in the line of duty on or after September 11, 2011. Next slide. Veterans may be eligible for this clinical program, and you can see the requirements there. Excuse me. They've sustained or aggravated a serious injury in the line of duty on or after 9/11. So this is bathing, dressing, those type of things. Also require personal care services to perform one or more activities in daily living. So this is beyond really just what you would see in a normal day-to-day relationship. May also require supervision and protection and require the assistance of a family caregiver. And what I'll share here is that this program is really a clinically based program. The eligibility is reassessed annually or as needed. And when appropriate, the long-term goal is for the veteran to be able to safely meet his or her own care needs if that's possible. We look at wanting to rehabilitate the veteran's care as much as possible, and we have a team of folks that determine the clinical eligibility for this program, and it also involves the veteran attending appointments as well as home visit. These enhanced services also may include a financial stipend, access to CHAMP VA, mental health care counseling, and many other assistance programs that could be available. Next slide. So this program, again, is eligible for veterans who incurred or aggravated a serious injury in the line of duty on or after September 11th. Under the Mission Act of 2018, this will be expanded to all eligible veterans of all eras. This will be phased. We don't have details yet of when that will start, but what's being shared with me is that it will start with those that have been injured on or before May 7th, 1975, and further expansion from there. And so as we hear more information, one of the resources you can check is our VA Pacific Islands website, hawaii.va.gov. And we can also send out regular messages to those that subscribe to that website so that we can share real time some of the information of how it's getting out and what it means to us here in the Pacific. Next slide. So these are our national caregiver support line you can see there, and then you can see our local caregiver support clinic contact information. Again, please don't hesitate to reach out to us today. This is not a journey that you have to go through alone. Next slide. We have many services that are also in addition to caregiver services that we can provide for the veteran. And we have a local phone number there for our geriatric rehabilitation and extended care clinic should you have any questions. Again, we have our table of folks here. Don't hesitate to come up with team members on the panel as well. But again, we want to do this to partner to demystify the VA. We're here, we're all part of this journey, and thank you for the opportunity today.